So as we know, this political race between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, it's not just affecting America. It is a case that is affecting the Pan-African community. And we have brothers like Dr. Umar Johnson, who is saying don't vote for anybody. You got brothers like me on the King Gunner channel that says, hey, vote for the Republicans. And then we have another brother that I love a lot. I want to be able to give his perspective on the subject, which is Mr. Afro Think Tank. Now, again, this is a good brother of mine. I love him. Despite our differences on the subject, I do want to play some excerpts of his video in which he is going to be challenging Dr. Umar Johnson on the no vote. So Dr. Umar Johnson did a stream in which he's saying that Kamala Harris should not be president for these reasons.
And on the other side of the aisle, with our Asian American, South Asian American, occasionally black candidate Kamala Harris, she sat in the White House with President Biden for 4 years and watched him pass an anti-Asian hate bill. She watched him pass an anti-transgender hate bill. She watched him give billions of dollars to Ukraine and Afghanistan. She watched him purge and gentrify black people out of Chicago and New York, among other cities, because we now know that there are migrant crises growing in other cities. And she did nothing. And this is after she said on an interview that she can't do anything just for black people. Well, if you can't do anything just for black people, Vice President Harris, how was it possible? Excuse me, how is it possible for you guys to do something just for gays, just for Asians, just for Native Americans, just for migrants? Complete contradiction. And so for me, at this point right now, with 3 months to go until the November 5th election, Baba David, I don't have a reason to vote for either of them.
He's also in this clip going to say that there should be a no vote.
Baba David, we got to go back to the point. But Baba David, what are they voting for? You still haven't given me a reason. What are they voting for Kamala Harris for? So, you understand what I'm saying? You can't just say vote for her, you know, because we don't like Trump. That's fair politics. Mm-hmm. That's fair politics. What has Joe Biden did for black people?
What has any of them done? Ain't none of them done nothing.
What did Barack Obama do for black people?
Nothing.
That was so much better than George Bush.
They have, none of them have done anything for us, and that is why I say.
Thank you. So why are we voting then?
Because
if we had 14 presidential cycles, Baba David, right, and the past 57 years.
That's right.
14 presidential elections in 57 years, and nobody can tell me one systemic change that we've gotten from the red team or the blue team. Because see, what we got to understand is the left wing and the right wing, the red wing and the blue wing are still parts of the same bird that is doing all over black America.
but still, if you look at it, if the turnout is only minimal, 20% turnout, somebody's going to win the election. So if we stay home, somebody's going to win. And if they convince them with their propaganda,
but do we win, Baba David? Who? But do we win, Baba David?
Okay. Well, if that's the case, if we don't come out, we certainly can't win.
Will win. No.
Dr. Omar.
You're rationalizing your position by taking the negative. I'm asking you to rationalize your position by taking the positive.
Dr. Omar.
Black America gain by voting for either candidate.
What
do we gain?
If I'm trying
we
to
have
explain,
to stop using fear mongering.
I'm not scared. I'm trying to legitimize my position. What I'm saying is that if we came out in numbers, we could elect whoever we wanted. When I was at WHAT, we were running a couple of African candidates right here in Philadelphia. Harry Masala, who is Ethiopian, and we was running Dr. Ulu Fadiyedi. He was running for judge. We thought that we had such a strong voice in the black community on WHAT. We just knew we would win those elections. But the black people didn't come out and vote, and the white people came out and voted for their candidate, and our candidate lost. So it's my position that if instead of trying to tell people they don't need to come out and vote, I'm trying to tell people if all of us came out and voted, then we could get what we wanted.
Baba David, What was your candidate promising black people, or was this simply another useless identity vote because the candidate was black?
So we shouldn't have a black vote according to that. Now, my brother Afro Think Tank, who is also a strong brother in the Pan-African community, he's strong. He's in Nigeria, just like I'm in Uganda. He wants the best for black people. I do not doubt that. He's just a person that is a Democrat, okay? I want to play some excerpt as to why he believes that Dr. Umar Johnson is full of crap. And hopefully what I want to do is to be able to get him, myself, and maybe brother George Macon on the stream and talk about the issues of the day. But I want to play his excerpt and come back.
Go on this chitlin circuit, running around talking about educating black boys while talking about a school that he been working on for 15 some odd years that ain't open yet, while other black people been opening up their schools, while this guy who's supposedly the Prince of Pan-Africanism, right? Prince, but ain't done shit, right? Other than run his mouth. A lot of people run their mouth. He ain't really saying anything that we ain't ever heard from somebody else ever, but he holds himself up to the highest self-esteem. I just want to respectfully correct my brother that you're not the Prince of Pan-Africanism. Traoré is the Prince of Pan-Africanism, the one Pan-African that's actually fighting and putting his life on the line to create a federation for black people so he can change the educational system and actually change something tangibly by going against the white Western system in order to make change for his people and for Pan-Africans globally. Instead of you running your mouth talking about you opening up a school with all this money you've been collecting over the years, you could have went to Africa, Mr. Prince of Pan-African, and created several schools and showed us proof to concept that your school and your ideas were working. Then you could have took that with all the proof and evidence and video evidence back to America, and you could have established yourself a school here. But you don't seem to be tactically smart enough, Mr. Prince of Pan-Africanism, to take your idea and the things that you want to do to Africa, where there's an African foundation, black banks, and all the things you preach. You don't seem to do that, but you can go run your mouth to a bunch of females who will buy your book when there's a woman who's more qualified than almost anybody you probably ever voted for in your whole goddamn life. When there's a black woman, no matter how black, light-skinned she is, you don't got no problem hugging on those quadrones at your show, calling them black queens and black sisters. But when one's right there who's more qualified than anybody, you want to play pretend and act like, I'm not going to vote for this. If you don't vote, then shut up. You're not participating. If you're not participating, then keep your mouth shut and stop telling people, stop all here promoting our black boys that they don't need to participate in the political process in this country when our ancestors died. Our ancestors, the ones that you talk about every day on your chitlin circuit, they made it so that we can get out here and vote. So it's our duty to our ancestors to get out here and participate in the political system in this country because we are in fact Americans, right? We're not just Africans, but we are Africans living in America, like you say. And since we're American citizens, if we don't participate, then we don't have to say to what's going on in this country. Right? But since you want to act Mr. Brand New, Mr. Dr. Umar Johnson, and the rest of y'all, I'm not just talking about him, but he's the main one because remember, he's the Prince. He's the most recognized, the most important Pan-African on the planet as far as his ego is concerned. Right? So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and attach to this video reasons why I'm voting for Kamala Harris. Oh, and you'll also see since Mr. Dr. Umar Johnson, who spent all his time getting his degree and becoming a doctor, I guess he didn't spend any time doing any actual research real easy. And you can find out that Kamala Harris has never been pretending to be black. She didn't just be black. She's always been black. I don't know what this woman has to do to prove to your black ass that she is black, but she's been black her entire life. And this society has always reminded her of that. And you should know that, Mr. Psychologist. Right? I hold you as a higher esteem than all the rest of them because the rest of the dudes are just dumbasses on the internet, YouTube, trying to pretend to be you. But you're the one who supposedly are the leader, leading our boys in the wrong direction. You have no tacticalness about you at all. Understanding that we need somebody like Kamala Harris in the White House other than Donald Trump.
So, you guys have heard Dr. Umar Johnson's position on it. You've heard my position on it. I want it to be fair to the brother and give some of his position on his quarrel with Dr. Umar Johnson, right? As to who he should vote for and who he shouldn't vote for. I want you guys in the comment section to vote, okay? And to comment on who you feel is right. This is my brother Afro Think Tank. I love my brother Afro Think Tank. Go and support the brother. He is a great, awesome content creator. Again, we just disagree on this particular thing. But let me know how you feel in the comments. Hopefully, he will come by and then we can all talk about it live and see what the reaction is. Peace.